we go again.
He's Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
It's good, bro.
And man, did you hear that Paul George had recently underwent another knee surgery? Apparently, he had an injury that happened a day or so ago during a workout.
Nah, I did not hear.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
not hear that.
yeah. Yeah, it's one that they say he's going to be out for a pretty good while. I think they were hopeful that he'll be back to start the season. But yeah, man, I thought it was like at first I thought it was like one of those little kind of
Mhm.
joking things because I saw that there was one of the guys that they ended up drafting. Hang on one sec here. One of the guys that they ended up drafting had like some kind of light injury or whatnot though, right?
Right.
And so they were like, hey, he seems like he's gonna fit right on in to what was going on out here in Philly.
Well,
And so then I saw that I was like, yo, like, nah, this was a real thing though, bro.
no, it's unfortunate because I know, like, I love listening to him on his podcast. The podcast P is really good because he really talks about the same stuff we talk about, but he plays in the league. So I love listening to his perspective because he keeps it a buck. Like him and Draymond Green do. But I'm just saying, I like how Paul George presents it because he presents it as though he doesn't play in the league, and I think that's real dope. But it's unfortunate. But he was dealing with a knee injury. He had a hyperextended knee in the season that they never really addressed. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with that, like he re-aggravated or something. I just want the dude to be healthy. I want him to have a
Yeah.
successful season, and I want him to get his money because I like Paul George, man. I like when he was out here in OKC, he gave it his all, and opportunities presented itself for him and his family, and I wanted I don't like yeah I don't joke with his stuff. I want him and Kawhi both to have successful seasons.
Yeah, agreed though, man. Aside from that, like there's been in the NFL, we probably could just get into it after we get this music going though, bro. But there's been a few guys that's been getting their money. I saw that just a little while ago. Trey Smith from the Chiefs just got a record-breaking contract for a guard, and then I saw that the Jets paid Sauce and paid Garrett Wilson though, man. The young boys out there getting it, man.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, let's get the music and then we got a lot to cover, bro. Sports and otherwise. Let's get it.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you
of all time.
smell what the rock. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The greatest podcast of all time.
And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages and our new TikTok page. We're live on both platforms at the same time. Whenever you click on the notification, you click on the bell, you get the heads up whenever your boys is doing their thing. Ace Kennedy, say what's up to the peoples, bro.
What's up to the peoples? Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. So a lot to get into though, man. Where you want to start?
I mean, we was talking football, so let's go ahead and do that. Like I said, I haven't really been following too much football wise. I did see that I guess the Commanders are having some issues with was it McLaren? I don't I know is
Yeah, Terry McLaren.
so what's the hold up?
So listen, I think that if I'm him, right? I
Hmm.
think that part of the issue that I have isn't necessarily that it's like, all right, he's your absolute best wide receiver and has been for a few years now. And
Hmm.
I think that especially in light of Garrett Wilson getting his money and with no having to go back and forth. They broke bread. And I think if you're McLaren, you got a point. You're like, all right, if you think that your numbers are better, then at a minimum, Garrett's contract should be the starting point, right?
Mhm.
And it's that the ease of it, right? I don't think that he really had to go out and miss some training camps or nothing like that. It was just boom. Him and Sauce Gardner got broke off. So I think if you're him, you know what I'm saying? And then you brought in Debo Samuels, and Debo now you brought someone from the outside who's also getting paid more than you. And I just think that if you're him, if you're a homegrown guy, you're expecting that now, man, y'all should be doing me a solid here, though, bro. So I'm not. I would understand if he felt that it was a little disrespectful, though, man.
Right, right. Okay. I mean, you know me, I'm a players guy. I'm all for players wanting to get the bread because that's the thing. Organizations will be quick to get rid of you or do what they need when it comes to business. So I'm all for it. I got
Now,
to be consistent
respectfully,
across the board.
respectfully now, right? So he is in the final year. This will be his second contract, right?
Mhm.
Because he had basically, unlike Garrett Wilson is coming up on his first extension from his rookie contract. So this will be McLaren's basically his third contract. Rookie contract, he re-upped in for 3 years. So what he said is, I'm in the last year of that contract, right? So and usually when that happens, a lot of those guaranteed are front loaded, right? And so now he's getting to where he's on the tail end of that contract, and he's like, "Hey, bro, we got to re up and get this money up, though, man." So, I'm in that scenario, man. I do understand, um, from a player's perspective, the dangers of you just going out there without the guarantees, though, bro. So, I mean, I'm with him on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Other than that, like I said, I've been seeing a bunch of stuff run across the phone on people getting paid or top destinations for this receiver. But just I'm so like man, I'm watching summer league. Like matter of fact, the Thunder are playing right now.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of trying to see what's going on with basketball. I'm just in it. Like I said, probably be more excited for the NFL once they actually start. I know my boys aren't really doing much in the off season, nothing more than they've already done. So I really haven't been, too interested. I see you guys about to y'all was talking about some new uniforms.
Man, I'm not listening, man. I listen. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hmm.
I almost am at the point to where I'm about ready to put my fanhood up for sale, bro. Where I like anybody, I'm almost gonna be a fan free agent, and anybody, I'm eligible to go to anybody's team except for Dallas,
Right.
right? Anybody else's team. If you can find a way to have your people contact me and win me over as a fan, I am at a point to where I'm listening, bro.
So you
Because
you at a
here's the
point
problem.
you gonna be a Falcons fan full time?
I'm never well, see, this is my thing. I can't be a Falcons fan.
You
Um,
you there by
I
proxy?
yeah, I'm there by proxy, but no, I'm not gonna I would feel like I'm doing a Kevin Durant
Nah,
on
nah.
that
This
scenario.
this is different. This is different. If you legitimately given up on your team, like if you formally announced that you like, listen, I'm done with the Saints, right? You've been living in Texas. Well, okay, I'm gonna retract my statement because it would almost be like me saying that I gave up on the Longhorns and
And you
became a
going to
Steelers fan.
OU.
I could,
Yes, like even though I've been here, I've never been a UGA fan,
right,
right? So it's like I'm not a UGA hater, but
right,
I'm not a fan of them, right? So I'm
right,
not gonna now I can never now I can now which is odd because I do like the Braves, but I liked the Braves before I got here. It's like the
100%,
Braves was it oddly enough, the Braves was the first baseball team that I liked. And then
right,
it wasn't until later that I liked the Rangers and I liked in the Astros, but mainly the Braves and Rangers. And it's because at that point, that the Braves was all you can catch on TV in the South, right?
yeah.
You would go out there at the summertime, and the Braves was always playing on Channel 12 on TBS, bro. So, but now, man, the Saints, like I've been so disappointed with the Saints, though, man, especially this post Drew Brees. And now, listen, though, bro, my only silver lining, right, is the Kansas City Chiefs. And I say that from this standpoint, right? I know people who the Chiefs have been almost horrible to just good their entire lives.
Mhm.
And then here it is, they were on the cusp of some kind of dynasty, though, bro. So I guess that's what you are a fan for that time when you got your ride in the sun. Well, almost all of my life, if I'm 100%, the Saints have been trashed 70% of the time. I mean, we've only had maybe a good, 10-year run for Drew Brees. And that's all that I've had. And that's again of that 10-year window, one championship. But I think that maybe about 5 of those years where I thought we were like a top 3 team, at least in the NFC though, bro. But
Right.
I think that these moves that we've been making here lately though, bro, it's just been enough to make me think like, what the hell are we doing? We still got Mickey Loomis. We let go the coaches. I'm gonna give Kellen Moore some grace, but man, my expectations for us are low,
Yeah.
low,
Well, and
low.
so my thing was we talked about this, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it because I'm a Thunder fan. But the difference is I wasn't a fan of any Texas team per se. I was a fan of players. Once Michael
Right.
Jordan retired, the Bulls were my team, so I thought. And then I realized I was a Michael Jordan fan. So when the Thunder came, I was here for the birth of the Thunder. So that's why it made sense for me to root for the Thunder, an Oklahoma-based team, even though I'm a Texas fan. I'm a Texan through and through. Nothing against Dallas, nothing against Houston, and nothing against San Antonio, as long as they ain't playing the Thunder.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm a lot different. I got a lot against Dallas, so I mean, I always hate the Cowboys. Just listen, just know the minute somebody this season, my team is going to be trash.
mhm,
But the minute that I see anybody with any side of that smoke, this time I'm going all in for it, bro.
yeah,
I'm going all in for against anybody because my team is going to be trash, and I know it is. So if you want to come at me when the Saints lose, I'm jumping on your head for the whole season if your team don't win the Super Bowl. The minute they lose, it's on.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. I ain't talking nothing this year. I will jab at some Dallas fans just because it's fun to do, but ain't no real smoke. I was raised not to like Dallas, so my dad was a Redskin fan through and through, and so all I knew was I hated the Cowboys, and that was the reason why. So, uh, but yeah,
I listen. I have my reasons, and people who know me know my reasons for not liking Dallas. But
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you this though, man. I'm not gonna start anything. I never start anything with Cowboy fans specifically. And every once in a while, I'll have somebody who's a Falcon fan who will reach out if they beat us, and I'm like, I guess I can respect it because the rivalry to them means something that it
mhm,
don't mean to me. So I'm like, all right, I guess that's cool. Um, it would be like if you were the Redskins and the Cowboys. I'm not that like I've always been a bigger hater of the Cowboys than the Falcons. So it's not like, yeah, they're our rival by division, but by heart, nah, not at all. So but I only go at them when they go. But the Falcons, I'm not. But we're gonna be trash this year though, bro. My expectations are so low that I got time for it though, bro.
yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
oh, my bad. All right, bro. Let's get into it. Gonna throw the spoiler alert up. We're gonna get into this Superman talk. We might as well get into it. Superman just recently came out. It is the top movie over the weekend. It grossed about I think 123 million all over. Somewhere along in that camp, which decent opening. It had a lot riding against it, and you finally got to see it yourself. So, from the standpoint of 1 to 10, what's your overall rating of Superman?
1 to 10, I give it about a 7, maybe a 7.5.
Okay.
1 to 10, maybe a 7, 7.5. And that's relative, right? It's relative to I personally didn't think it was as good as the last Captain America, right? It was like very close, but I think that Captain America was I would edge it, right? And so I think because of that, because I don't think it's better, and I think I gave the Captain America like a 8, maybe a 7.5. I'd have to go check the archives, but if I gave Captain America a 7.5, this would be like a 7. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. I thought it was real cool though, man, but it wasn't. There are movies that I would say are 8s that I don't think that this is better than.
Okay. So right now I have this as my second best movie of the year. I have this Sinners is 1,
Okay.
Superman is 2. Superman I rated a 9. Uh and my thing with Superman, for one, this is the very first movie into the new DCU uh by James Gunn. I enjoyed James Gunn, what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody knows I wasn't really a fan of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But I did like 3 a lot. I liked the Suicide Squad that he directed, and I liked Peacemaker. So I knew he would fit in the DCE or the DCU, whatever you want to call it. And so I really enjoyed it. Now, the movie though, man, I really caught myself smiling a lot, man. I was enjoying it. The flight scenes were incredible to me. They said they were going to be basing those flight scenes kind of off of the Top Gun Maverick, where you know how they had the cameras in the cockpit, and of course, you know, Tom Cruise and them trained to fly planes, this, that, and the other. So the fact of how he flew, I thought was dope. I love crypto and the fact that that was all CGI. I thought that was dope. Um, so I had a good time with it. It was definitely the most comic book movie that I've seen. It because they did not shy away from the comic book aspect of stuff. Like meaning that when you watch Man of Steel, you believed that this was a guy, right? And that this was an alien and he had superpowers. Whereas and people were shocked by it. But in Superman, everybody knew of metahumans. Like they knew of Superman. They had merch out, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, you got Hawk Girl, you got Green Lantern, you got Mr. Terrific. I mean, they even had the pocket portals, which was something different. They had the doggone monkeys out here doing the social media. You know, you got a super dog. They were not shying away from this is a comic book movie. And just like when you used to traditionally look at comics, there's stuff going on all the time. Like there's just stuff going on, stuff going on, stuff going on. And I thought the pace of the movie, I thought everything was good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's the second best movie I've seen this year in the theater.
I don't like the comic book aspect of it. Here's what I mean by it. I thought Man of Steel,
Hmm.
outside of like so for me, the last time I was into the DC movies, it was when Christian Bale was Batman, right?
Yeah.
I didn't particularly like Ben Affleck as Batman at all. Not to say that he was trash. I just didn't like the movies. I didn't like the anything about anything outside of just Christian Bale as Batman, right? But I thought Man of Steel to me was that one. I think that for me, I just like Henry Cavill as Superman. He's my favorite one, right?
Hmm.
I think that the thing that I liked was the fact that like I liked how it looked like this could be real. Aside from the aspect of the flying, right? I thought that I liked that it's like the special effects or the CGI aspect of it didn't look like a comic. It was meant so that it would look real. And I guess maybe this one l- doesn't have that same feel, and maybe that was the intention of it or whatever. I guess to me, I didn't like that aspect of it. I didn't like there were like little details of it that like here's a perfect example. Two scenes that I can compare, right? So like when I remember when Henry Cavill, there was a scene where he was in handcuffs and then he just kind of popped them off and it was like effortless, right? Like I thought that just shows his strength, right? But then this one, old boy was in some handcuffs and they walked him in and tossed him in the back of the little van or whatever, whatever. And I was just like, bro, like, come on, man, you're Superman. He looked like this is gonna
Wait, wait,
sound
wait,
weird.
wait, wait, wait. Time out. You do know that
He's so
he
human
willingly
to me.
right, but you do know that he willingly surrendered.
I get it, but you can willingly surrender without being in handcuffs. If you just say, "All right, man, listen, I'm just gonna hop in the ride myself,"
But
like it's
that's the
just
thing.
for the
No,
look.
that's they did, and that's the exact same thing that Henry Cavill did. Henry
For
Cavill
him, When he popped out of him, he was just like, all right, boom. And it was the way that he did it, it was just a no effort. This is my thing about it. Henry Cavill to me looked superior to humans. And I think this guy seemed this comic book made Superman seems like he's a strong human with with extraterrestrial powers. And that's
Right.
it's
But
kind of
that's the thing though. See, like stuff we talked off camera. Let's just not even front like we didn't. But you that was the intent. Like he literally was trying to be more human. That was the whole point. Like they knew he was an alien, which made people scared of him. So he intentionally was trying to
well,
be more.
and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that piece of it, right? I
Mhm.
guess my like things that I don't things that let me tell you, like these are things where I think that it didn't like look like little things about it to me. I tell you that all the time when I'm watching a comic book movie,
Mhm.
right? Specifically, I want the CGI to look real, the special effects to look real, because that's also what I'm basing whether or not I like the movie is off of how real does this CGI look. If I want to watch a comic book movie, I'll go watch Invincible, right? I'll watch a cartoon. But when I'm watching a movie when it's live acting, I want to feel like the CGI is so blended in that you can't tell when it happened. And I felt like this one fell short of that to me. Like,
Right.
like,
And
like
and
I,
that's
I
what's
was telling you
crazy to
offline.
me. That's what's crazy to me because you say that as though what I'm saying is James Gunn directed the movie. He used the same visual effects team that he used with Guardians of the Galaxy. And
Oh, but they
so
got different tools, man. They got let me
they got
listen.
different tools.
The boys, it's like them boys was doing that on Apple, and they wasn't doing it on Android like they did over in Marvel. Apparently, I know what you're saying. He got the same guys. That's cool.
Mhm.
I'm just telling you that the execution on the CGI and the special effects, it didn't hit the same to me personally, though. It just looked
But
like
here's the thing though.
um
You're saying that, and what I'm saying is they made it very clear that this was going to be a comic book movie. That's what I'm saying. So
it's fine. I didn't know that going into it. That's not something that I'm checking for either.
yeah, yeah.
So for me, that part didn't matter. It's just like when I was watching it, it's like I think though, right, that for me, when I love the special effects, it make the movie hit differently. And
Okay.
I didn't particularly love this. I liked it, but
All
I
right.
didn't love it like I've done like some other movies that
So
he's directed, by the way.
so are you more in the camp of what Damien then?
Oh no, I ain't where he at. I'm not where he at on a lot of things when it comes
Right,
to movies.
right.
Because I listen. I think that maybe it's and I've been told this several times, and it's very true. I'm very easily entertained though, bro. It doesn't take much at all to entertain me, right? But I think that but that's one of the aspects of comic book movies that I've learned to enjoy after watching the adventures though, bro. It's like when I'm watching Iron Man hit somebody with the laser, like his laser looks more intense than Superman, who's beaming it out the eye on this one, though, bro. It's like when I saw Henry Cavill shooting out of his eye, the intensity of it just looked more. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that what he was doing wasn't cool. It was, but the intensity of a lot of these special effects, just it didn't do it for me on that regards. But I think that if it would have, right, it would have made it 8.5 to me. That was a difference. And by the way, you said the dog. I didn't particularly. You could have missed me with the dog altogether because I didn't understand. And maybe the dog has to do with Supergirl and the other aspect. You could have not included the dog in the whole thing, and I would have been cool with it too, man. I still don't understand what the dog has to do with anything.
You just didn't follow comic growing up because crypto has always been there, bro.
I knew that he was, but I'm saying you didn't have to introduce this Superman with a sidekick dog. And I don't know when you bring him in. I'm just saying, like, I would have been good without seeing him, bro. You could have brought him in on the extra scene, and that way you know he's gonna be a part of the next one, though, bro, in some capacity, though. But nah, this. I
But
didn't
this,
love it. Like it was cool. Don't get me. I wasn't mad at it, but I mean, I would have been just as good if the dog wasn't there.
yeah, but this is also coming from somebody who's not a dog lover.
I was just about to say I'm not like the big animal lover like a lot of people are. So when the dog was having like his scenes, I wasn't like I know people like you who might look at their dogs like they're extra kids in the house. I don't. I don't have the attachment to animals like that though, bro. So it's not gonna feel like heartfelt and warming to me personally though. It was
So
it was
so
I didn't
basically,
hate it though.
so when John Wick dog died, that didn't do nothing. They didn't move the needle for you at all.
So it didn't make me think, dang, bro just lost his kids. I'm about to go ahead and go to war because somebody killed my kid. Like it wasn't that kind of thing. Like I didn't think that John Wick should have went and killed all them people over his dog. He could have killed one, but he didn't have to kill all them people over the dog though, bro. So yeah, that's where I was at with it though, man.
Okay, that puts a lot of perspective on it. But okay, so outside the CGI, just about the story, the new introduction of a Superman. What did you feel about him as Superman when you compare him to? Because I know you didn't watch any like Smallville and Lois and Clark and all of that. So what did you think about him as comparison just to the movie Supermans of Henry Cavill? I never watched Superman Returns, so I ain't gonna count that. But Christopher Reeves, Henry Cavill, and now David Cornsweet. What did you think?
I mean, he's okay. Like it would have to grow on me. Like he won't replace Henry Cavill in my eye, right?
Mhm.
But but listen, I thought the Christian Bale, I liked him better than Michael Keaton. So as Batman, so it's possible. Yeah, I liked him better than Michael Keaton
You liked
as
him
Batman.
better than Michael Keaton?
I don't know why. You know why? I'll tell you why. Maybe it's because I just like those Batman movies better than the Michael Keaton movies. So by proxy, it made me like him more though. But I
I'm
don't know
learning so
why.
much, bro. What about
Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't know why I like Christian Bale. I can't explain why I like him so much as Batman though, bro. It
okay,
just works for me for some
what about
reason.
Robert Pattinson as Batman?
I hated him the worst though, bro. And I think I hate almost everything that he's in.
So you ain't like
He,
Tenet
I
either.
was he was okay in Tenet. You made me believe he might be something. Then I saw the movie Mickey 17, started watching it, and I said, "This is why I hate him in there, bro."
God, bro. There's like two different movies.
Exactly, and I hated him in both of them.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I
So what
don't, I don't,
what
man.
about the story though? Did you at least enjoy the story of Superman?
So that's the one thing that is interesting, bro, because I go into when I go into these movies, right? I go into movies not so you like to do things like see how it furthers the cinematic universe's story or where does it fit in the timeline. For me, I don't care. I just want to be entertained by it. I want if it's action, I want the action scenes to be great. If it's fight scenes, I want the fight scenes to be epic, right? It's like that. Those are the things that I like. So from that regards, though, man, yeah, I was entertained by it. That's the bulk of why I would give it a 7 because like I said, I loved it enough to where well, I'm not gonna say loved it. I liked it enough to where I was entertained by it all the way through, right? So I did like the story. I did like some of the like I said, I'm not very big on details of the old in certain aspects having to carry over. Like it's almost like you watching a vampire movie, and generally speaking, on vampire movies, on every single one I've ever seen, a vampire has to invite you into their crib, and that's how it's like. So that doesn't have to be the case here. So I don't got to have everything that I've known about Superman carry over. Like this is the first time I've ever knew that Superman lost a fight, right? I've never followed the comic books like that. So when they started off by saying he just got whipped by some dude, I was just like, oh, okay, well, how is that possible? Well, then it's like when you say, well, they cloned him and blah 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 blah. I was like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense then, though, right? That if
Oh, so
nobody
you,
can beat him but him.
so you never known Superman to die from Doomsday? Like you ain't never heard that before?
Well, no, and I did see when he died from Batman, right? When he came back, but no, I don't remember. Like I didn't follow comics that
Okay.
closely to remember him dying from Doomsday. No.
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Again, I'm just finding out information to know. I am one of
Oh,
those people that I want to follow the story that you're trying to tell, meaning that with Marvel, everything connects. Like from everything we saw from Iron Man 1 until Endgame, the reason why that meant so much, what Iron Man did of him sacrificing himself, he started the cinematic universe and he ended that chapter of the cinematic universe by sacrificing itself. So I thought that was dope. The story that they told, which is why like the post credit scenes introduced something that was going to be a part of the next movie. Yeah. So if Marvel's telling that story, I want it to make sense. I
by the way, there's one. If there, I think there was another producer clip that I didn't stay for. I saw the one where the Supergirl came on. If there was another one, I didn't see it.
well, the Supergirl one was still a part of the movie. There was two cut scenes at the end. They didn't mean anything. One was just you definitely wouldn't have cared about the first one because it was just Superman sitting on the moon with crypto. So you definitely
I
wouldn't have
saw
liked.
that. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay,
And then
and
the other one, I thought I saw Supergirl come on in, and the dog
Supergirl
came
was
through.
at the end of the was at the end of the movie. That wasn't even a post credit scene. That was
No,
at the
I
end of
thought
the
that
movie.
was a. I thought that was a post credit. Okay, so then I didn't see the other one then.
The other one was him and Mr. Terrific, and they started putting the city back together, and it was like kind of crooked, and he was kind of like, it looked kind of off, and Mr. Terrific got upset. So it was just an extra scene.
Oh well, yeah. All right.
What do you think of Mr. Terrific?
So I listen. I'm gonna be honest. I thought I was gonna hate him, but I liked him though, bro. I didn't think so. I thought that listen. I don't know how he is relative to his ongoing relationship with Superman, right? Like, is he gonna be like the Falcon, right? Like to Captain America. But I liked him though, bro. Like I thought that it was real cool though, man. I thought that listen, bro. His leather jacket was fire, dude. Like absolutely fire. And the fact that he had terrific on the back of it was cold though, bro. So now I thought it was fire though, man. But listen, I've never read. This is gonna say this is how casual I am. I never read the comic books with Mr. Terrific in the comic book.
Yeah, I was introduced to the character. I didn't know anything about him. This is the first
No,
time I've ever saw him.
this is the first time I ever heard of him though. So now I knew the name. I take that back. I knew the name, but I never knew the character.
Now I've never
Yeah, but
seen him
I loved him.
at all.
Oh, no, I never and I thought that listen, and because I've seen Green Lanterns before, I thought this Green Lantern was trash. You could
Well,
have missed me. You could have gave me a whole nother person. That's what I
well,
mean by that. I'm
he's
not saying he
just
was
one.
trash.
He's just one Green Lantern, and like the show. So the next time we'll see Green Lanterns is in the Lanterns. That's the next piece. So like Peacemaker is a show. The next thing
Yeah.
we'll get after Peacemaker should be the Lanterns, and then Supergirl. So
And
you'll
listen,
see that
you gotta give me a better Green Lantern, bro.
there's a couple because it's the Green Lantern core. So you'll see more Green Lanterns.
Well, because the Green Lantern was one of the ones that I liked the most.
Mhm.
Uh when
But
I
see,
was
that's
growing up, that
yeah,
was
but you probably like Hal Jordan though as Green Lantern. This is
yeah,
Guy. Yeah, that's Guy. So there's different Green Lantern.
yeah, this dude was he was buns to me. I just he just didn't look like a superhero to me. That's what it is, though. And the haircut probably didn't.
Oh yeah,
The
Lois
haircut
at least. Well, that's
didn't
comic
work.
book accurate, but at least Lois commented on it how trash it was.
Yeah, it was trash, but I don't know. But overall, like I think a 7 is pretty good though, man. Like some people, I knew people like my partner Damien who absolutely hated it, bro. Said that he would give it maybe a 3 or a 4. And some people just said it's not even worth. They was like, I probably wouldn't watch it on bootleg. I thought that it's good, like I would watch it again, right? So but I've watched the Captain America a couple of times more and I enjoy it more. Now, the weird part about it, though, not to get too much off topic, though, man,
Nah,
is
you
that
good?
it. So this is what's weird. I went back and I watched the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it made me enjoy the series more than the movie, the Captain America movie, though, bro.
Yeah.
Um, but it also in side conversations, it also told me that while I understood Anthony Mackie kind of filling in for Captain America, it made me think, yeah, bro, I like him just as the Falcon, not as a Captain America, though. That's probably what it is, though, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Did you watch Thunderbolts?
I did watch Thunderbolts, yes.
And did you have that one above or lower than uh
I got this one about well, okay, so I think that they're all okay. I think that they're all about the same. I still have Captain America slightly higher, but I think that Captain America, Thunderbolt, and Superman are probably like within like a point 0.5 of a difference, right? And it could be, I don't think that I don't think that Thunderbolts was better than Superman. So I would probably say it's about the same. But I think that so like if we were really giving hard numbers, like Captain America would be like a 7.7, Superman would be like a 7.5, and then like Thunderbolts would be like a 7.4. Like they're not that far apart to me in terms of just me being entertained by them and watching them though.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
anyway, that's our spoiler talk for Superman. Uh there
Worth
you have it.
watching. I mean, it's worth watching. If you are basing it off of our feedback, I would tell you that it's worth checking out.
Yeah, he like he said 7.5, I say 9. So you should might fall somewhere within in between. Moving on. What we got?
Listen, oh my gosh, let me tell you this. So big weekend out in Atlanta this past weekend, bro. And this is one of the things that's been very, very, very interesting, though, right? So in Atlanta, we had Beyonce out here, Atlanta takeover. She was out here. She did like 3 shows,
Yeah.
right? 3 shows out here in Atlanta. During this whole weekend as well, they had the Dukes and Boots weekend out here. And listen though, bro, epic, epic, epic weekend because the Beyonce concert always bring out the city, but also people come into town to watch that particular concert. One of those though, the fact that she had 3 dates. And then the Dukes and Boots was a big deal because they had to move the venue where it was somewhere smaller, move it out to Atlanta Motor Speedway on the south side. And then basically said, no, we're gonna have about 40,000 people out there, though, bro. And listen, Atlanta Motor Speedway is a NASCAR speedway, so it's a huge, huge track that they had it on. And sure enough, though, man, the 40,000 people showed up for it, though, man. I think the part that I think that people were saying is that, of course, while you see all the good, you see some of the negatives as well. Like, all right, there's 40,000 people that's out here. The logistics of moving around is one thing. You had the complaints that you didn't see the trail ride right aspect of Dukes and Boots. You didn't see the horses. You didn't see nothing. You saw a bunch of us wearing cowboy outfits and everything like that, and it looked epic though, bro. But it looked very much like it was like the Beyonce after party, like because everybody came to the Cowboy Carter show dressed in they to the nines with the cowboy stuff though, bro. But the Dukes and Boots, it was hot. It was hot here this weekend though, man. And so I think that it was a big, big weekend. One of the things I thought that was interesting is that during this last show, she had the boy Jay-Z come out there as a special guest, did a couple songs. And that was kind of interesting because I know that recently I saw Nicki Minaj out on the Twitter Spaces talking about how Jay Z owed us some money and this, that, and the other. And so I thought that it was just out in Atlanta though, man. A bit one of the biggest weekends I think I can recall in quite some time though, man. Entertainment wise though, bro. It was one of those things that I would say for while I listen, bro, with all on the Hampton, the Motor Speedway, it's way on the south side for one. It was hot for two. But being downtown and the logistics of being in traffic downtown, I was trying to stay away from it though, bro. But it definitely was one of those things that when people talk about Atlanta
Mhm.
being like this, still this black mecca, this weekend was one that you could point to very easily and say, this is why though, bro. It was real dope.
Okay. So like you said, there was some bad stuff that happened. Apparently,
Yes.
Beyonce's choreographers went into the mall. When they came back, somebody had broke into their car and stole some unreleased Beyonce music, her set list, and some other aspects. Uh, so yeah, y'all was out there getting to it, and
I think that that's crazy too, because that reminded me of when I saw Ryan Leslie also had a laptop uh, that was either stolen or lost. I remember Waka Flocka had like a laptop of a bunch of beats that were 808 Mafia beats that was also like originals that was stolen as well. I don't know if those were ever recovered though, man.
yeah. Uh, but you brought up an interesting point about the festival that was down at the Motor Speedway. I saw somebody post that said, "Man, black people, we got to do better, bro." So boots on the ground, one of the hottest songs this summer, and people are tired of it already.
Mm.
And I'm thinking, like, what other race gets tired of their anthems, bro?
Are you tired of it?
No.
I'm not tired of it. And listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I saw somebody on TikTok, of course, that was saying, "Yo, what is the summer anthem? We don't got no summer banger this summer." And I was just like, "Wait a minute." They was like, "Cause we don't got no not like us." Or last summer, $1 Million Baby was a big deal. I was like, for starters, let me stop you right there, cause don't act like I didn't just drop a dope EP that's full of summer bangers for starters. Now, you know, let's not act like you don't got your story the choice to choose from. But listen though, man. I still know, like my shout out to shout out to my cinematic partner. What up, though, cinematic? He said he never heard the song until till the missus crossed. Just like in June, right? Early June. So or maybe that was May. And I had heard the song months before then because that's what my in-laws love to listen to, that particular kind of music though, bro. And listen, I don't know the dance, never probably will learn it. But I haven't gotten tired of the song. Like every time I hear the song, I'm still at least tapping my toes to it. I'm bobbing to it. But every time I hear it, not like us, I still rap along with it still though, man. I still feel like a fan all over again, as if it's the first time I've heard it though. So I don't know, man. I'm not tired of the song. I've
Yeah,
heard people say that, but I'm not personally though.
yeah, yeah. Well, who introduced it to me was Charlie. Charlie did it in the talent
Mm,
show. That's the first time I ever heard the song. She did it in the talent show. So then when they played
really?
it at Juneteenth, they was popping them fans, bro. And a matter of fact, I think I'm trying to think of what they told people. I don't know if it was there was an event that we had that they told them they wasn't allowed to bring fans into it. But
Mm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, see, you know what's crazy? Too, listen, like 2 years ago, right? Um, 2 years ago, Niqua's auntie and them came out to visit us. They out there in Noonan.
mhm,
Now her folks is their aunt and them, her family and them lives out in like Florida somewhere. And anywho though, but they do a lot of that Southern soul kind of South King George and all this other stuff, right? So like 2 years ago, they kind of put my in-laws and them on to the fans, right? And I was kind of like, what? And this was again with like King George, a couple other people. They were talking about one thing I'm gonna tell you for sure, that one monkey don't stop no show. And it's like blues music, but they was busting out the fans with it, right? And they was doing all these line dances that had to do with fans. I don't know how this particular song took off because there's a core of artists that are very similar to this cat who makes music like that though, bro. And man, it feels like to me that this particular sound isn't a temporary thing. I think that it's a sound that's here to stay. Like it reminds me of like when reggaeton hit. Like it was like you had Daddy Yankee, you had a couple of those folks who introduced it, and a lot of people who jumped on the wave. But it's a permanent thing now. I think that this is probably one of those things that's a the fans ain't going nowhere, bro.
yeah. But I just think that's whack. That again, I don't hear them talking crazy. Like it fits in the category to me of the electric slide, the wobble. Like it's gonna be the anthem for the family reunions. Like it's here. Like
The
unfortunately,
line dance, bro.
yeah, unfortunately, he ain't gonna be able to make another song like that though.
I don't think that he will, but here's the thing about it, because it's like Cupid tried to do another Cupid shuffle and it just didn't work. I think that he just has to do another song that he can reference the fan, but as long as somebody, it has to be within that genre where somebody else could maybe come up with another line dance. But I don't think that he'll be able to make another one of those. I do think that he can make more songs within that, because like I said, there are other artists who are doing well and that are traveling and are touring that are making good money off of songs that are similar. It's just his was that one that I thought King George would have been the one that would have went out of there with it though, man. But now I think I'm not tired of it. And like I said, it's not it's not like it's not. I'm not gonna get up and do the line dance, right? Just because I think the fan popping, that's too feminine for me, right?
Mhm.
Um but I still think that it's cool that people go out there though, bro. It's like the wobble to me, like you said. I think that, you know what I'm saying. Like I think it's dope. I think it's real dope, man.
Well, Cupid didn't. I mean, he got the Cupid show, but he also
Mhm.
got that. He got another song because he performed out here during the halftime show for the
He
Thunder.
got another one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So at least he was able to get another one. But I'm just saying, like what's my boy, Anaconda, uh, Sir Mix a Lot.
How about him?
Like I said, them song you get them big songs like that. You just
Uh, so I think that so this is the thing. I thought that Sir Mix-a-Lot had dope songs before Anaconda. Right? I think that he had Posse on Broadway. I think that Sir Mix-a-Lot has some joints though, bro. He had Sir Mix-a-Lot. They were as big as Anaconda, right?
right, right, right.
Baby Got Back, but I think that they were pretty good songs, bro, before Baby Got Back came
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
Anaconda was Nicki Minaj's song.
yeah,
Uh,
he wasn't like Vanilla Ice, where Ice Baby was his very first song, and you can't top that. I think that Baby Got Back was him grinding, grinding, and then it came that though, bro. But he had some other joints though, man.
what about what's the dude all gold everything? James, what's his name?
Trinidad James.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing about it. I personally like Trinidad James. He's made some other cool songs. They ain't that, but he got some joints though, bro.
Designer.
Yeah, Trinidad James had he got a few. I would probably say he had he had he had that one. He had my favorite one. He said my side chick is my main chick, is my main chick, ain't feeling me no more. That was the one he had after that. Trinidad James got some joints though. I hate how he got treated with 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 all gold, because I thought that he could have been one of them next ones though. And I hate that he got dishonored, right? Yeah, I
Yeah,
hate that for him though, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Man. Uh did you watch any of WWE?
No, no. Listen, so I saw some. Listen, be honest with you, man.
Oh, speaking of which, you ruined you did spoil some stuff for me. I needed to tell you that too.
What else spoil?
Huh?
What else spoil?
You spoiled the ending of doggone Evolution. I was literally watching Evolution. I literally was watching it, and you gonna send me the end result of it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Listen, man. For starters, bro, I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't particularly like. I don't like how I stopped paying attention to WWE, because I don't like how abruptly they ended Jay Uso's run, bro. I felt like they gave him the Kofi treatment, bro, And I don't think that I've really watched it ever since then. And the bad part about it is I think that it ended on the account of Gunther, who I told you about my thoughts about him. So you mean to tell me that you go and fizz out the hottest person at that time to the person who I can't stand the most? I felt like that they heard our podcast, bro, and they wanted to make a joke at me though, bro.
Listen, I we are. I am a true WWE fan, so I 100% agree. They did end his reign abruptly, and what's my boy? His daddy. I can't even think. Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Rikishi.
Rikishi went in on his podcast about it. Uh, Rightfully so. I definitely think that they have spoiled his run. They didn't build us because even when he was a champ, he was so busy helping Cody, he didn't deal with his own stuff. So I agree with you. Now, just as much as I say what they got wrong, I can't say what they got right. Evolution was dope. And that's interesting to say because that's an all women's pay-per-view. Well, premium live event as they call them now. Uh it was dope. Like the wrestling was top notch. It got kind of sloppy on the Royal Rumble, but for the most part, all the matches were dope, which I was interesting me because I watched Sasha Banks, well, Monet,
Mercedes.
Mercedes Monet. I watched her match with Tony Storm, and I thought that was one of the best matches. Not just a women's match. I thought it was one of the best matches. So to see that, and I'm like, man, WWE can't top that. And then they turn around and was like, oops, let me show you. Hold my beer. Because
Mm,
they
mm.
hold paper. Because I mean, the Rhea Ripley match, and that's another champion that they haven't done much with was Io Sky. Like she ain't defended her belt since WrestleMania, and then she come around and she loses it. And the match itself with her and Rhea was dope. And so for them to like beat each other all the way up, and then Trinity cashes in, that was crazy. Which that's what it's for. But I thought the whole pay per view in itself was dope for it to be an all female pay per view. I thought it was real fire.
They got Charlotte over there in the background looking like, oh really? Oh really?
No, no, Charlotte
They
is actually busy right now. And here's the thing, because Charlotte's not in the title picture, the crowd loved her. She had the biggest pop of the night. And that's
mm,
because it's her and Alexa Bliss like working together. They got two different personalities and they're like working to be the tag team champions. So I thought that was real dope. But she had the biggest pop of the night, and that's because she's not in the title picture.
yeah, like they gonna try to they go before they know it, they gonna put in like I don't know. It wouldn't be a bad thing if Jade Cargill won the title, her first title from Trinity, but I hope she don't.
I hope she don't too. She ain't ready. They put good people around her to help her. She It's a noticeable difference. They protected her in AEW, and again, I don't have not a bad thing to say about Jade Cargill. She looks great. She's a
She's
superstar,
fine. Yeah.
but she's not quite the wrestler yet. Not the caliber of wrestler that they are looking for. Because when the Divas was there, it was like you got to look fine first, and then if you can wrestle, that's cool. But then it changed, right? Because then people started to be able to wrestle because the Charlotte Flairs came in there, because the Sasha Bankses came in there, and the Baileys. So now you got this crop of women that still look good, but can actually wrestle. And so she's in that class to where she looks the part of like a super strong person, but you know what I'm saying? Her wrestling isn't quite up there yet, but they are putting good people around her to help her with to build good matches. And this was it was a no holds bar match because like Trinity's nose for real in real life got broke. But she was getting hit with kendo sticks. She went through tables, like she was earning her strike. Oh, she went through a TV and the TV like sparked and everything, and they had to check her. So yeah. They was out there getting it. And then they had
No,
EST
yeah,
is
they
the
had
ref.
I like I listen, I love EST though, bro. I absolutely love her though, bro. But I think it's crazy. I did see though that they had what was the match where they had what was the event? The main event, Saturday night main event out
Yeah,
here. They
yeah,
had
yeah.
that also out here at the same time.
Yes,
And
yes.
and listen, I told you, big weekend out here in Atlanta. And here's what I think is crazy though, bro. You know what? You know what? It just what this is gonna sound crazy. It just reminded me that I never liked Goldberg, bro. Like I understood how popular he was,
Yeah.
right? That he had the look and everything. But I just never I just like, you know what? I had to sit on it. Once I got past the fanfare behind, I was like, yeah, I never liked his mic skills particularly. I
Mhm.
mean, he had the two moves. I get it, you know what I'm saying? The spear and the suplex. I like it, but I never, yeah, he had the streak, and I get everything about him. I understand why some people are so drawn to him though, bro.
Mhm.
He ain't like Gunther, right? But I still never. I knew that he was a big deal, and I knew why. He just never. When I talk about greats of all time, like the top tier goats, he ain't one that I put in my list. As great as he was, like yeah, it's like it's cool. He's like to me on the lower tier of greats.
Okay. I mean, there's personal preference because I mean, he definitely meant something to a bunch of people.
And
It's
there are
kind
a
of like,
lot of people because I knew people who got the Goldberg tattoo because he had it though, bro.
yeah, it's kind of like how I feel about Ric Flair. Like Ric Flair, I know he's a big deal. He's just not a big deal to me. Uh,
That's still mind blowing, bro. That is like diabolical that you have that take of him though, man.
there's so many people I have above Ric Flair, bro. Like easily, not even
You don't
close.
got Goldberg over Ric Flair.
Nah, nah, nah. I don't have him, but yeah, there's a bunch of people I have over Ric Flair though.
There's a lot of people that I have over Goldberg. There are a lot. I mean, there are this. I'm gonna be honest, just me personally. I think that there are a few mid-tier people that I got over Goldberg.
You got Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Oh no, I got Eddie Guerrero over him, not Chris Benoit. I have
I'm talking about the wrestling aspect of Chris Benoit, not everything.
I'm not even no. I'm not gonna say it because then I don't want to break down the.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, yeah. The wrestler.
I got Eddie Guerrero over him.
Do you have
I
Brett?
have Yes, I do have Bret the Hitman Hart, but I have Bret lower than some people do apparently.
Okay. Let me ask you
Um,
these three names. Just say yes or no. Shawn Michaels.
yes, I have over him
Yeah, yeah. Stone Cold.
very easily. Yeah,
Undertaker.
yeah. Those guys. Goldberg isn't even the category. You
No,
know where I
over
have
Ric
Goldberg?
Flair. Ric Flair.
Look, I thought you said over Goldberg.
No, I know you said Goldberg is low on your list, so I wouldn't be asking about him.
Okay, so give me those names again.
Okay, for Ric Flair, do you have Eddie Guerrero over Ric Flair?
Hell no,
Do you have Chris Jericho over Ric Flair?
hell no,
Do you
no,
have Stone Cold over Ric Flair?
no.
Okay, so Ric Flair must be in your top three.
He's like top three, maybe two,
Okay,
maybe two.
who's your number one? Just the wrestler, because I know Hogan is there. Just
So
wrestling.
Ric Flair is. I'm sitting here. I'm trying to give somebody grace. Ric Flair is. Ric Flair is the greatest wrestler of
Okay,
all time, bro.
okay,
It's
yeah,
like Ric Flair. So it's like Ric Flair, The Rock, Stone Cold. All of those guys are after. Like so to me, it's like this. Uh, The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, Triple H, like all those guys start after Ric Flair. So after you set Ric Flair here, and then you can put those guys like who's the next up after Ric Flair. But to me, it always starts with Hulk Hogan. He's after Ric Flair. It's like I know that Hulk Hogan is probably the most popular wrestler of all time, right? But no, Ric Flair is like I think Ric Flair is yeah, he's easily for me the greatest wrestler of all time though, bro.
okay. Before we, because I want to talk about AEW, but because I got to tell you about that last match, and I sent you the clip of the boy Mox, and
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
let's ask AI though. Uh, hey Google, what's the top 10 wrestlers of all time? All right. So the top 10 wrestlers of all time vary, but the most common names include Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Stone Cold, The Undertaker, The Rock, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Randy Savage, and Triple H.
No Goldberg, and I'm good with that. And listen, I keep forgetting about John Cena because he's still active, right? But I still think that John Cena. I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna say, Ric Flair number one, John Cena number two, bro.
Wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and officially say John Cena over The Rock at number three. And even though while I might like Rock more, again, if I'm putting together a list, I think if I'm writing a list for all of history to abide by and say this is the final list, I'm gonna say, yeah, Ric Flair, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, The Undertaker. No, no, no. I don't want to put Hulk Hogan in my list.
Bro, it's
But
just the wrestling. We
okay,
forget
listen, listen,
it's
listen,
just the
listen. I'm just
wrestling.
saying, just goes Ric Flair, John Cena, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold, and at number six would be The Undertaker.
Okay. Yeah.
After The Undertaker, no. After The Undertaker, it's Sting.
All right. You ain't got Ultimate Warrior in your list nowhere?
No, I don't got Undertaker. He's probably not in my top 20.
Ultimate Warrior.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I think that no, not at all. I don't have the Ultimate Warrior over Eddie Guerrero if I was putting together a list.
Chris Jericho is up there somewhere. Like, unfortunately, he, the AEW stuff, I'm gonna let him slide because that's not where like Chris Jericho has been relevant for so long and he's been able to reinvent himself. He's up there.
I have Chris Jericho well over the Ultimate Warrior, bro.
Okay. All right. So AEW had their WrestleMania, so it's called All In, or yeah, I think it's All In. And John Moxley was a kid in the candy store because he got to do a Texas death match in Texas. It is classic that ever since he's been in AEW, he wants to bleed every minute, moment that he possibly can. Like, he loves bleeding. Bro, I literally had to turn it off when Adam Page, Hangman, started jabbing him in the head with that fork, and his head just started bleeding, bro. I said I could, my tendons was hurting, bro. My ligaments and everything in my soul was hurting when he was jabbing him in the head with that fork, bro. I said, listen, I don't know how they did it because Bubba Ray was trying to explain it how they, because they everything is kind of rigged for stuff. I don't know how they rigged it, bro, but I just think John was like, "Nah, bro, just stab me, bro. Just
He would say he said he got it ain't no faking, no CGI with him, no prep. He said, "Bust me open,
listen."
man."
It was so much blood in that match from both of them. Now, I was able to go back and watch the clip. I sent you the clips of everything, and it looked cold. Like, the Young Bucks end up coming down at one point. They done put my man Will Ospreay. They done concertoed him out. Uh that boy Swerve came down with the chain and was punching everybody, and then gave Adam Page the chain, which is such great storytelling because them two have been going at it for the last year. Like, Adam Page done blew up his house, Swerve and been in his house at his baby's crib. Like, they've been going at it for real, right? So the fact that he helped him at the end, and then the belt, they didn't had the AEW belt hidden for 10 months. It's been in a briefcase. Nobody has seen the belt because the John Moxley's crew has been running AEW for that long, where he's had the belt for the last 10 months. But the boy Daniel Bryan came out there.
I saw the pop on that.
Brian Danielson came out there. He did the yes chant. Darby Allin came out the rafters, which, him and Sting used to be together, and then Sting came out the raft. So they basically said that Hangman done saved AEW, bro. They said but it was a bloody mess though, bro. I'm talking about they brought out the bed of spikes. He had drug him through broken glass.
When I saw him go back first on them spikes, though, bro. And listen, when I saw him lay on the spike and didn't try to get off of it immediately, when he laid there for a second, I said, "Oh yeah, he enjoying that though, bro.
And
He
then
is."
yeah, he had
A
paradigm
pig and
shifted him
slop.
head first into the spikes. They was doing everything. And then he had him hanging off of the ring, choking him out until he tapped
Oh
out.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. They had I know they had a blast. And I thought it was cool because Renee Paquette, his wife, was like, in case y'all needed to know, my husband is a bad man. Like, so they had fun, but the fact that like I said, when they said it was gonna be a Texas death match, and 2 minutes into the match, he got that fork jabbed in his head, bro. I said, nope, I can't do it. I can't do it. Did you watch the clip?
I saw the clip, bro.
Oh my god,
Yes, it does. The clip is gruesome, bro. Like I said,
it's
it's
gruesome.
bloody. It's very gruesome, man.
But he
I
got
think
a
that, like,
bald head, bro, and he was just it was horrible.
see, if he did, see, this is the thing about it, and this is the tricky part because he wants to bleed so much. Like if it didn't happen as frequently, it would look more epic. But
Exactly.
now it's just like, all right, it's just another Mox match, and I just think that it happens too much for it to just it almost like it loses the wow, and it's almost like you still watching it like that
Yeah,
part's always gonna
you
be
think about it, if he didn't went a whole year and didn't bleed, and then he bled in this match, it would have
yeah,
meant something. But you bleed,
right.
bro. Like he walked to the ring and just be bleeding. Like he just bleed. He is a bleeder, bro. Like
Yeah,
Ric
yeah.
Flair used to
He
have
got
that
them.
crimson
He
mask
got
all the
yeah. He got them. Flair be having them wet heads, bro. Them wet where he don't take him much at all. And then I think that what was epic about Ric Flair is that Ric Flair used to be bleeding head all over the place, and he would wrestle Great Muta and still get sprayed with the mist and have green stuff all over his red bloody face. So it was epic, bro. Epic, man. Epic, man.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
don't know, bro, but
man. But yeah, shout out to AEW and WWE for having great weekends.
great wrestling
Yeah,
weekend, man.
great wrestling weekend, man. Just great entertainment all the way around. But yo,
Yeah, yeah.
gonna get you out of here, bro. You got anything else for the people before we get out of here?
Hey man, here for a good time. Still streaming on all platforms, though, man. So if you're looking for them songs of the summer, check one of them bangers out. That's it, man.
That's what's up, man. Yo, we the Slash Brothers from ATL to OKC. We out.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it,
of all time.
sucker?